Away from that, the Federation of Kenyan Employers, FKE, has warned that any form of political violence ahead of the August general election could affect the stabilizing business environment that recovered from the effects of the coronavirus pandemic. Speaking in Nairobi, FKE Executive Director Jacqueline Mugo said the Federation will, however, not take any political side, as seen in the Central Organization of Trade Unions, KOTU. Dole Murigi has more.
It is feared that the recent political temperatures could throw the country into political instability during or even after the general election, which seems to have gained momentum with barely 4 months to the much-touted elections.
This would not be possible for you.
Any form of political violence ahead of the August general election could affect the stabilizing business environment that arose from the effects of coronavirus pandemic, according to Federation of Kenya Employers, FKE. FKE Executive Director Jacqueline Mugo say they're not supporting any political faction, but are keen on a leader who will make the business environment stable and suitable to attract investors.
Kenya is engulfed in election fever, and we are seeing electioneering everywhere. And our concern is that the tempers are rising, and sometimes the quality of discourse around the elections does not really lead to peace and harmony. We want to have discourse that is respectful. We want social dialogue, and even when parties disagree, we all commit to maintaining peace.
On the factional politics, Mugo promised to stay neutral and not take root by the Central Organization Trade Union KOTU Secretary General Francis Atwoli, who threw their weight behind the Odinga-led coalition. However, she said her members have a right to express their democratic rights to the preferred presidential candidate, but should do it maturely, not to evoke emotions in workplaces. On the workers' welfare ahead of the International Labour Day celebrations, she said they are engaging the policy makers to ensure the employers had their salaries increased.
We know times are hard, the cost of living is high, people cannot afford to put food on the table, they are having challenges in transport, so we know that there is suffering and that Kenyans are struggling. But at the same time, enterprises are struggling. So we would like the discussions around Labour Day to be focused on an assessment of the current economic situation in the country. What are the GDP indicators? What is the inflation indicating?
And with the admission of the Democratic Republic of Congo into the East Africa community, FKE is ready to assist its members have their presence felt in the regional economic market.
It is not fair for our leaders to make statements that stir up people and cause division. We want to head to the elections together as a country so that people can vote openly and fairly and democratically for whichever leaders they would choose. As a federation, we work with whichever leader, whichever new government is voted through an open, transparent and democratic process.
Mugo appealed to the government to lower the cost of doing business in the country to attract more investors.
That is the macro.
Dole Murigi, Hope TV.